Hello, ZenMaid Summit friends, Debbie Sardone, and I am so honored to get to be a part of the ZenMaid Summit again this year. Now today I'll be sharing with you 7 steps to a 7-figure business, your 12-month plan to build a successful residential cleaning business. In this webinar, I will share the 7 critical steps to success and achieving time, money, and relationship freedom in your business. But first, let me share with you my short speaker bio video.
Imagine a business where you never do the cleaning. Instead, you're closing the sales, growing the business, and you're the highest paid professional in your industry. Hi, I'm Debbie Sardone, and I own a $1 million maid service near Dallas, Texas. I help cleaning business owners who are ready to get out of the field, hire employees, and double and triple their business within a matter of months. Did you know that 93% of all maid services never achieve revenues above $500,000 a year? And less than 10% of us ever gross $1 million in annual sales. So why is that? Success in the cleaning business is not complicated. It's just not obvious. If it was, everyone would be successful. I knew in my heart my business would double and triple if I could just get out of the field and find and keep good workers. I was convinced that the problems were external and that there was nothing that I could do to improve things because people just don't want to work. Thank goodness I was wrong. With the help of a mentor, I developed a business formula where employee attraction and retention was never again a problem or a hindrance to my growth. And now I teach this formula to struggling business owners all over the world. First, for your business to change, you have to change. As the leader, if your business doesn't work, it's a system failure. I discovered it's not them, it's me. To achieve extraordinary success and get out of the field and enjoy high profits and quality of life, you need community and accountability. Community and accountability is vital to continual growth and improvement. Imagine a business where your employees love to come to work. They don't call in sick all the time because they value the job. If you know you have what it takes to be successful, but you just need the steps to get there, please contact me for more information about my Cleaning Business Fundamentals course. And let me help you earn 2 to 3 times more than you're earning today, guaranteed.
Okay, so what qualifies me to teach you the 7 steps to a 7-figure business? Well, first of all, I have the #1 residential cleaning business owners academy in the world. I've created more mop-free millionaires than anyone on the planet. And I practice what I preach. Following the CBF model, I've built a 100% hands-free $2 million residential cleaning business near Dallas, Texas. So let's get started, because right now it's all about you and the 7 steps to a 7-figure business. Now you'll notice I'm going to be reading from my notes because I have a very short amount of time and a lot of information to share with you. So 7 steps to a 7-figure business. Step number 1, define the future. Define the future. What does it look like if you do reach your potential? What does that look like? Do you want to be a $1 million maid service, a $2 million maid service? In your future, as you define it, are you making 6 figures and you have time freedom for your family or for yourself? What does the future look like? So many entrepreneurs do not define their future. Oftentimes I'll talk to a new business owner who is struggling, and I ask them, where do you want to take your business? Where do you want to be in 3 to 5 years? And oftentimes they have no answer whatsoever. Oftentimes the future they describe is what they don't want instead of what they do want. People are usually very good at saying, well, this is what I don't want. I am tired of cleaning. I actually talked to the lady today who told me she had been cleaning for 20 years. 20 years. And she knew exactly what she didn't want, but she wasn't sure about what she does want. And so when you define your future, don't define it in terms of what you don't want. Well, I don't want to be cleaning a year from today. I don't want to be managing employees who don't want to be here. I don't. Define your future in terms of what you actually want out of your future. And it's okay to define your future even 10 years out, but definitely 3 to 5 years out. What does the future that you want to create for yourself and for your business look like? You have to start by defining the future. If you want to build a 7-figure plus business, and a lot of cleaning businesses are passing the 7-figure mark these days. If you want to build a 7-figure business, what does that future look like for you over the next 12 months, the next 3 years, the next 5 years? Define the future. Know exactly what you want. Step number 2 to building a 7-figure business. Scale with systems, not grit. Scale with systems, not grit. When I say scale, I mean grow. Grow your business through systems, not grit. You have to create a predictable, repeatable environment to grow in. If you just grow by sheer grit, then you'll hit a glass ceiling of how much time you can contribute to the business. This is where you literally see business owners, especially in the cleaning industry, hit that burnout mark where they know they want to grow more, but there's not enough of them to go around. And they're growing their business through sheer grit by more and more and more of their own time contribution and their own efforts. So scaling with systems is really the only way to get to 6 figures. Did you know the average residential cleaning business never even gets their business to $500,000 in sales? So that's $500,000. 93% of all residential cleaning businesses never grow to $500,000 in revenue. Why is that? Because most cleaning businesses are growing through grit, and the owner just runs out of steam. They get burned out. Many of them just literally walk away. I talked with a lady last week who said she walked away from her business. She had spent years growing her business, but it was so painful. It was so unprofitable. It took too much of her time. Plus, she was out cleaning when people would call in sick or quit, that she didn't have a business that anybody would want. And she literally walked away from her life's work. She walked away and closed her doors. She had nothing to sell. And she was tired and exhausted and had given up. Why? Because she was growing through grit and not through systems. Number 3, focus on who, not how. Focus on who, not how. I'm going to let you let that sink in for just a minute. This is one of my new favorite books that I found. It's called Who, Not How by Dan Sullivan. I recommend that you get this book. I absolutely love it. We've been reading this book at my company, and our CBF pros have been reading this book about growing your business by focusing on who, not how. Here's what this means. You have to shift from how to do things to who should do things. There are so many courses and programs that want to teach you how to do more of everything, right? How to do it yourself, but more of it. When you focus on how to instead of who should do it, you'll burn out. You'll reach a max capacity in your business. Instead of focusing on how to do more and more things, you'll end up cluttering your plate up with more tasks that you can possibly keep up with. Focus on who should I shift these activities or tasks or responsibilities to. This book is great, and it's incredibly freeing. And when I was ready to transition out of the field, I mean, I started cleaning houses a long time ago, and I cleaned for 8 years. My biggest struggle was who to hire and shift all of these cleaning jobs to. I didn't want to learn how to clean more houses with helpers. I wanted to learn who should I hire to shift the jobs to. And at every stage of growth in my business, I had to learn who to hire instead of how to take on more tasks, whether it was through automations or technologies. And of course, I use automations and technologies, but my first question is never how. to do it, my first question is who should be doing this in terms of growing to that next level, adding an office manager, adding a scheduler, adding a salesperson in my office. Instead of how do I do more, we have to shift to who should be doing these tasks to free me up to do the right things in my business. So focus on who, not how. That's point number 3. And then point number 4, step number 4, leverage your time by building a self-managing team. Now, this seems to be unheard of in the residential cleaning industry. People don't believe that they can literally build a team of people who clean homes for them that are self-managing, that love what they do, show up, do a good job, stay long-term, don't cut corners. They don't even believe it's possible. But the only way you'll ever be able to leverage your time to do more of those CEO level tasks and duties is to build a self-managing team. There is nothing worse than trying to grow a residential cleaning business with the wrong people. I talk to business owners all the time who have grown their business by filling it with what we call in CBF, C players, not A players, C players. So many people are trying to grow their business, filling it with a staff, a team of people who don't care about what they do, don't want to be there, cut corners when you're not looking, have to be micromanaged, call in sick for no reason, and quit without notice. Here's the thing. I see cleaning business owners all the time tolerating bad employees because they clean good. Here's the thing. A good cleaner doesn't necessarily mean they're a good employee. And a bad cleaner who cleans good is still a bad employee. So if you want to leverage your time so that you can grow your business to 7 figures and beyond, you have to build a self-managing team. You'll get stuck at about $300,000 to $400,000 range if you're tolerating bad employees who clean good. And so focus on filling your company with A players. This is what we call them at CBF, A players. These are people who are committed career cleaners, who want to be there, who love what they do and aren't going anywhere. Number 5, focus on the right things. I kind of alluded to this a minute ago. Focus on the right things. Identify the 3 levels of tasks and duties that you perform as the owner. Those 3 different levels of tasks and duties, roles and responsibilities that you fill in your company, and break them down and put them into 3 categories. One of our CBF pros and CBF coaches shared with me this way she breaks it down mentally in her head about 6 months ago at one of our advanced pro field trip training days. And here's how she broke these 3 levels of tasks. I used to call them, low level and high level tasks. But really, if you think about all the things that you do in your business as the owner, because we're wearing different hats all the time, right? One day you're wearing the cleaner's hat and you're picking up the mop and you're cleaning. The next day you're the accountant and you're invoicing everybody and processing payments. And the next day you're a secretary, and the next day you're a salesperson. So we wear a lot of hats, but for you to focus on the right things, think about the tasks that you perform in 3 different levels. Think of level 1 tasks as $10 an hour work. Now, I know there's no such thing as $10 an hour work anymore, but just humor me for a minute. Think of the lowest level tasks that you perform. Maybe it's running, buying supplies, or maybe it's going out and cleaning a house. Those are level 1 tasks that you might be performing, and think of those as $10 an hour tasks. Level 2 tasks are thought of as $100 an hour tasks. And then level 3 tasks that you do as the CEO are $1,000 an hour tasks. When you're focusing on the right things, you're spending most of your time on what we call $1,000 an hour tasks. So let me give you an example of $1,000 an hour task. And all the stuff in the middle are just the miscellaneous things that you have to do until you grow big enough to hire the right who to do those things for you. But $1,000 an hour task would look like if you spend an hour on the phone winning a sale, winning a new client who is going to be your next recurring customer, let's say a biweekly client. The average biweekly client in a residential cleaning business is easily going to spend $3,200 to $3,400 a year with your business. Most of our customers stay with us more than a year. And so think about the hour you spent returning phone calls, following up on leads, and you won a new biweekly client who's going to spend $3,200 a year with you in that 1 hour you spent. That's $3,000 an hour work if you just won a $3,200 a year account. That's $3,000 an hour work. Versus if you had let all the calls go to voicemail because you had to run out to the field and cover a house, go clean a house because somebody quit without notice, right? And now you're out there spending your day doing $10 an hour work when you could have spent your day doing $1,000 an hour work. This is what we mean by analyzing the tasks that you are performing as the CEO of your business and categorize those tasks into 3 different levels. Are you doing level 1 tasks too often? Are you spending most of your day on level 1 and level 2 tasks? If you're spending most of your time in level 1 and level 2 tasks, you'll be stuck. You'll hit that glass ceiling. You'll never get to a 7-figure business. Spend more and more and more of your time doing CEO level work. That's marketing, that's hiring, that's winning the sales, that's raising prices. More and more of your time doing things that bring dollars in the door and bring growth to your business, and less of your time cleaning houses, doing house checks, training the new staff. Those are things you can hire the right who to handle for you. So number 5 was focus on the right things. And then number 6, this is a hard one for entrepreneurs. This is a really hard one for almost every entrepreneur that I've ever talked to. Avoid distractions. You'll never get to a 7-figure level if you are constantly chasing after the next sparkly object, right? Oftentimes, entrepreneurs, people who start their own business, we're very creative. We have an idea a minute, and we end up chasing distractions instead of avoiding them. Step number 6 is you have to intentionally avoid distractions. Instead, we end up signing ourselves up for program after program after program that's going to teach us how to do this and how to do that. And we're off to this event and we're reading this book, and we're not even taking the time to implement the things that we learned a year ago. A lot of people go through trainings, conferences, read new books, take online virtual courses, and before they've even had time to implement, they're chasing another distraction. It's like, oh, look over there. I'm going to buy that piece of equipment. It's going to make me rich. Oh, I think I'm going to add organizing to my company. Oh, I think I'll add carpet cleaning and window washing and power washing and vacation rental cleanup and post-construction cleanup and residential cleaning. Chasing distractions left and right. You'll never be amazing at anything. You'll just be mediocre at everything. Step number 6 to getting to 7 figures is avoid distractions. And if you've been guilty of chasing distractions, I got 2 words for you. It's very simple. Stop it. It's going to keep you from ever getting to a 7-figure level in your business. And point number 7, this is the last one. Simplify as you grow. Have you ever noticed how the more your business grows, the more complicated it becomes? The natural way of business is for your business to become more and more complicated at every new stage. There's a new level of complication at every stage of growth. I like to call this, there's a new devil at every level. And it's true. There's a new devil at every level. There's a new level of complexity that shows up at every stage of growth. And here's what I want you to remember, because this is so easy to forget. It's so natural for your business to become more and more complicated. You must intentionally simplify as you grow. And it does seem counterintuitive. It seems like a big business should be complicated, but the opposite is true. If your business is complicated, it will not get bigger. So, think about all the complications or all the complexities that are added to your business as you grow, and especially with the different models and systems that people follow. You begin to add employees. Well, that was a new level of complexity. When you were responsible for all the cleaning yourself, everything was easy and smooth. Now you have people to manage, people to inspect, people to motivate and inspire and pay and replace when they quit and train. And oh my goodness, what a new level of complexity. And then you begin to add more and more staff, and you think, oh, I have to buy cars, and oh, I have to wrap them, and then you have to maintain them, and you have to buy tires, and you have to oil them and gas them and fix them when they get in wrecks and insure them. There's all these new layers of complexity. But here's the thing, you don't have to complicate your business to grow. In fact, you have to simplify your business to get to the next level. Be committed to analyzing every piece of your business at each stage of growth and ask yourself, have I made this harder than it has to be? Years ago, as my business was growing and I didn't know what I was doing, it was becoming more and more complicated. I was growing through sheer grit. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't profitable. I wasn't happy. I was actually quite miserable. But my business had become so complicated, other people couldn't follow it. I had to micromanage everything. My training was too difficult. All of my processes were so complicated, only I could make sure they were being followed. And I realized if I didn't simplify my business, I was going to walk away and quit because it was not worth it. It was such a headache. It was so painful. And it took me so many hours in a week to get the job done. And I guess that's why when I launched CBF, and through a long series of events, I learned how to simplify my business and fix all the broken pieces so that it would be profitable and scalable, so that I would spend less and less time in my business instead of more and more time in my business as I grew. But through the process of learning how to do that, I eventually created CBF, Cleaning Business Fundamentals. And the signature component of CBF is that we have simplified business to free you to grow it to 7 figures, to free you to have more time freedom, more money freedom, and more relationship freedom. The CBF model is simple. And some people want things to be complicated. They want things to be difficult because they think it's sophisticated. And simplicity is what works the best. Simplicity is what makes your business more enjoyable, makes it scale faster and more profitably. And so I always tell people, just growing bigger is really not the objective in business, in any business, especially in the cleaning business. But just growing bigger is not the objective. My business was growing bigger back before I figured out how to make it work. It was definitely growing bigger. It was horrible business to be in. I hated my business. I was really very close to closing my doors and going bankrupt because my business did not work. And so growing bigger is really not the objective. My belief, if you're going to succeed in business, is you want to grow bigger and better. And the two do not necessarily go hand in hand with growth. You want to grow bigger and better, not just bigger and better. Better means you have a bigger business and it pays you well and it gives you the time freedom that a business is supposed to give you. Isn't that why we don't work for somebody else? Is we want to own our life. We want to own our own day. We want to own our own schedule. We want to be able to take a 2-week vacation without asking anybody. The problem is people who have grown their businesses bigger but not better, they can't take a 2-week vacation without checking in with their team and calling and answering texts and emails and spending their whole vacation on the phone talking to customers and talking to employees, right? That's not growing better. And so if you don't simplify your business, you might be able to grow it bigger, but you won't grow it better. And to me, the only reason to have your own business is quality of life. And the only way to get quality of life is to be able to have time freedom. And the only way to have time freedom is to buy it. You have to buy time. You have to have a profitable enough business where you can hire people to do the things that you used to stay up to midnight doing. You have to have the profitability in your business to be able to buy time. I have people running my day-to-day operations at my cleaning company. We do it $2 million in revenue. That's our new run rate. Coming out of the pandemic, we're experiencing the greatest cleaning business economic boom I have ever seen in my entire career as owning a residential cleaning business. I mean, I've seen the ups and the downs. I've seen the stock market go up and it seemed like, money was flowing in, and I've seen the stock market crash, and I've seen the economy thriving. And it just seemed like everybody had the money to hire a cleaning service. And I've seen the economy crashing, where it seemed like, hey, I can find employees, but I can't find customers, right? So I've seen it all, but I have never seen the residential cleaning business boom like I'm seeing it now. And I don't believe it's going to slow down anytime soon. If you are not experiencing this unbelievable cleaning business economic boom, it's not because the market isn't out, and it's certainly not because there's no employees who want to work. They just don't want to work for you. There are plenty of people who want to work. We have a team of about 45 cleaners, and we've got over 50 people working in our company. Trust me, we're always hiring. It's easy, but there are people who want to work. They just don't want to work for the kind of business that you have built. The model that you are following is not attracting those A players. And so if you focus on each of these 7 things in your business, you will move closer and closer to building not only a bigger business, but a better business. And when you hit the 7-figure mark, there's no reason why you can't go after multiple 7 figures. I hit the $1 million mark over 20 years ago, and I stayed there for over 20 years because I just didn't realize that I could get my business to the next level as an absentee owner. My system is so simple. I don't even have to step back into my business to grow it to the $2 million mark. And we did. How did we do that? We set a goal. We defined where we wanted to be. We followed these 7 steps. And now our business is $2 million. We have over 50 employees working for us, cleaning houses and managing the back end operations. I don't work in the business at all. You literally can build a 7-figure plus time freedom residential cleaning business if you keep it simple and you grow through systems, and you're not trying to grow through sheer grit. And let's run through it. And you define that future first, so you know exactly where you're going. And you focus on who, not how, all the time. Spend more and more of your time focusing on who. You leverage your time, your own personal time, by building a self-managing team, not a team you have to micromanage because you filled your company with C players, or what I like to call knuckleheads. You're focusing on the right things, those highest level tasks as the entrepreneur, as the business owner. You're focusing on the right things. You're avoiding distractions. I'm telling you, you got to stop chasing distractions. I know, because I'm preaching to the choir. I love shiny objects, but I've gotten really good over the years to stop chasing them. I wasn't so great in the early days. And then, of course, the last one, really my favorite one, is simplify as you grow. You have to build a business that doesn't run on complicated systems. You have to build a business that runs on simplicity. It is the most profitable, the easiest to run, and the most likely model to give you the time freedom that you've craved. If you focus on each of these 7 steps, and if you use my simple 12-month goal plan that I'm going to share with you, you can just download it completely for free. If you use this 12-month goal plan and you use it every single month, day in and day out, you'll be amazed at how far you can come in just 1 year. So I do want you to download the 12-month goals plan. It's so simple, people won't even bother, right? Instead, you're off chasing something that's complicated, but it's so simple. There are people who will not even take the time to download it. But let me just go over the 12-month. It's the CBF 12-month goals map with you very quickly. First of all, it starts with your 3 to 5 year vision. your 3 to 5 year vision. Where are you going? Where do you want to be? What is your vision? You want to be at $1 million? You want to be at 2 million? What is your vision for your business? Then you'll define your 12-month objectives. Just your 12-month objectives. What do you need to do over the next 12 months to just get to the next level? Where do you want to be 12 months from today? What are those objectives? And then you'll define your 90-day targets. So if I want to be, let's say, $1 million, maybe I'm halfway there, or maybe I'm not quite there. I'm 450,000, but I want to be at $1 million in 12 months. What do I need to do over the next 90 days? How do I break this down into 90-day targets? What do I need to do? How many people do I need to hire? How many customers do I need to attract? How much marketing do I need to put in place? What's my marketing budget going to look like to make all of this possible? So 90-day targets. And then your 7-day focus. I'm sorry, your 30-day goals. Skipped one. 90-day targets, then your 30-day goals. So once you've mapped out your 90-day targets, what are you going to do over the next 30 days? What are those 30-day goals? Write them down. People who don't have goals don't achieve. The difference between people who are high achievers and low achievers are high achievers set and reach goals. That's it. That's it. High achievers set and reach goals. So what are your 30-day goals? In my office, we talk about our 30-day goals every single week at our level 10 meeting. And I do attend those meetings as often as I possibly can. I try to go to that level 10 meeting because I coach my team. I don't work in the business, but I still coach them. We talk about our 30-day goals every single week. My entire team knows what our 30-day goals are. Do you even know what your 30-day goals are? And then your 7-day focus. Well, how are you going to reach your 30-day goals if you don't have a focus for the next week? So what am I going to focus on over the next 7 days? All right. And if it's 5 business days, that's fine. But what am I going to focus on next week? What is the focus to help me reach my 30-day goal? And then 1-day intentions. What 1 or 2 things am I going to do today intentionally to grow my business, to move me towards my big vision, to help me reach my 12-month objective? What am I going to do today? 1 or 2 things, not 100 things. And I'm not talking about all the things you have to do, like putting out fires and answering phones and refilling supplies and buying supplies or helping to clean a house. I'm not talking about all the day-to-day activities that we have to do. What is my 1-day intention each and every day this week? What 1 or 2 things am I going to do today? Trust me, if you follow this plan every single month, every 90 days, every 12 months, over the next 3 to 5 years, you will reach your goals. It's almost impossible. If you follow this plan, you'll be able to look back and you will be amazed at how far you've come. You'll be amazed. So it's just a super simple little document I will share with you, no charge. You can just download it and just follow it. Just take the 7 steps that I've shared, take them seriously, put them into practice in your own business. Use this 12-month goals map to help you stay focused and to help you stay on track. And don't do anything that you didn't list on this 12-month goals map that you didn't list that's going to help you reach your 30-day goal, your 90-day target, your 12-month objective. Don't do anything. If it doesn't fit with helping you reach your goals, don't do it. That's a distraction. It's a waste of time. It may be something you'd like to do. Put it on the back burner for when you hit your 7-figure business goals. So if you'd like to learn more about cleaning business fundamentals and how we help you simplify the process of building a 7-figure time-free residential cleaning business, go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com. cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com. If you'd like to learn about a new training that we're launching called Love or List, My Cleaning Business Bootcamp, go to DebbieSardoneTraining.com. Love or List, My Cleaning Business Bootcamp. And you can find out more about that at debbiesardonetraining.com. I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear from you. Good luck. Take care.